and welcome. I'm Brossard, and here's what happened this week. Taiwan has been rated as the second freest country in Asia amid declining global freedom. Freedom House has released its annual Global Freedom Report, scoring 201 countries on political rights and civil liberties. In Asia, Taiwan was behind only Japan with 94 points out of 100. 52 countries saw their scores decrease this year, while only 21 countries improved. The report cited election rigging and authoritarian aggressions for falling global freedom. February 28th was the 77th anniversary of Taiwan's 228 incident, and people here say more progress still needs to be made to address the victims. Tiffany Wong reports from Chiayi County, the site of some of the worst political violence.
A moment of silence to remember the dead. Here in Chiayi County in central Taiwan, hundreds have gathered on the 77th anniversary of what's known as 228, an anti-government uprising on the 28th of February that kicked off a period of state-sanctioned violence. Thousands were killed across the country by military police, many of them local political elites who lived in Taiwan long before the Chinese nationalist government took control of the island. Speaking for others who also lost family members in the 228 incident, Jiang Rongsan said that he hoped their suffering would not be forgotten.
国民政府军队用这种无人性、无理由、无差别的来屠杀台湾人民，偌济的性命无辜来牺牲，偌济的家庭来破碎、家破人亡，这是阮受难者家属心内的痛，是永远拢无法度通放袂记哩。
Attending the ceremony for the last time as head of state, outgoing President Tsai Ing-wen reflected on the progress in transitional justice made in her 8 years in office, and the work still left to do.
这段艰困的过去是台湾历史的伤痕，要治愈伤痕，必须了解受伤的原因。当我们能够诚实地面对真相，互相倾听，才能够缝合伤口，进行真正的和解，让过去的历史 不再是台湾分裂的原因，而台湾人民也会因此更能共同守护民主，一起往前走。
Some of the biggest protests after the Chinese nationalist crackdown happened here in Chiayi. As news of the indiscriminate killings in the north reached the county, enraged civilians took to the mayor's residence and threatened to burn it down. Now they were stopped by police, but some were later executed without trial and their corpses left on display.
Now, 77 years later, the memory of the incident lingers on, and those who lost family members say they're still waiting on full accountability.
有的人拢讲你2摆已经赔偿过啊，但这种伤害唔是讲一般人，我都了解。你要认错，我们反正已经过了70几年了，我们也会慢慢放下来。
But forgetting is not on the agenda. And every year, the 228 Memorial Day reminds people that Taiwan was a very different place not too long ago, and that the best way to honor the victims is to prevent such atrocities from ever happening again. Justin Wu and Tiffany Wong in Chiayi County for TaiwanPlus.
A new law in Taiwan could make previously secret documents available to the public. The newly amended Political Archives Act took effect on Wednesday, the 77th anniversary of the 228 incident. It sets an extendable 40-year deadline for the declassification of national security documents. The change is being hailed as a milestone in Taiwan's efforts towards transitional justice. It will allow the families of people victimized during the country's authoritarian period to confirm the fate of their loved ones. Tensions between Taiwan and China remain high as they continue to dispute an incident near Taiwan's Kinmen Islands group just off China's Xiamen City. Harel Hughes gives us this update.
This small fishing boat, being hoisted out of the water, has become the latest flashpoint between Beijing and Taipei. The boat is from China and was spotted off the coast of Kinmen, the outlying Taiwanese islands just kilometers away. Taiwan's Coast Guard gave chase, there was a collision, the boat capsized, and 2 of the fishermen died. And now China is stepping up maritime patrols in the area. On Tuesday, 5 Chinese Coast Guard vessels came close to the islands. 4 entered a restricted zone, and 1 entered prohibited waters, unofficial territorial boundaries that have been tacitly followed since the 1990s.
它的意涵，我想政治的意涵非常的高，好，那当然是一种宣示主权的形式。我们很不乐意于去看到说一个执法的个案，那过去也有过案例。
The incident has piled pressure on Taiwan's Coast Guard, which is now being investigated for criminal negligence, while the families of the fishers demand the return of their bodies and the boat. But locals in Kinmen say intrusions by Chinese fishers are a frequent issue for the Coast Guard.
这个其实我们这边就是最严重的问题就是大陆的移民哈，他们跑到沿岸来放网，有时候一来50-60条这样子。啊，尤其像这一次这种案件啊，其实我们那个海巡驱离是很辛苦的。
Tensions remain high, but Taiwan's defense ministry says the military is unlikely to get involved.
都不期望有任何作战这种状况发生。我想那个避战是避免战争，不是避开。他如果意思如何的话，那我们战备规定有很清楚的一个规定，但我们不期望发生这种事情。
Officials are hoping to prevent any further escalation and keep the delicate peace across the strait. Patrick Chen and Harel Hughes for TaiwanPlus.
Taiwan has unique naturalization laws for spouses from China, an inequality some lawmakers want to partially address in a new bill, though the plan isn't without opposition. Reese Ayers has more.
Turning Taiwanese officially. Naturalization for foreign spouses in Taiwan is typically a 3-year process, unless you're Chinese. Then it takes 6. But a recent bill proposed by the opposition Kuomintang, or KMT, seeks to shorten that process to 4 years.
陆籍的配偶，他们也一直不断的都在争取。那其实，没有成为中华民国的国民哦，对他们不管在就医或者是平常日常生活当中，都有一些困难。
The bill is supported by Taiwan's third party, the Taiwan People's Party, which could give it enough votes to pass. But the ruling Democratic Progressive Party, or DPP, has strongly criticised the bill, saying it poses national security risks, especially at a time of heightened cross-strait tensions. China and Taiwan are in a dispute over an incident near Taiwan's Kinmen Islands, located just off China's Xiamen City.
当我们看到中国不论在海上或是空中都强行的蚕食鲸吞，步步进逼，国民党为什么偏偏要在此时此刻推出这样一个伤害台湾人民情感而且破坏国家安全的法案呢？
It's not just politicians arguing over the proposed change. A surgeon at a hospital in central Taiwan has started an online petition against the bill, getting over 30,000 signatures in just 2 days. He says Taiwan's healthcare system won't be able to handle any more patients.
人力极度不足的情况，光是应付现有台湾需要就医的人就已经非常吃力。那这个时候又看到，就是说希望增加或者是说缩短，让更多人可以到台湾来，就是去这个一起共享这样子的这个医疗资源的情况，很多人当然就会有担忧。
Though Taiwan's National Health Insurance Administration says it's a non-issue. Foreign spouses in Taiwan gain access to national health insurance just 6 months after getting residency.
陆籍从6年缩短为4年的话，那么对目前的这些陆配的加入健保的资格上呢，大致上并没有什么影响。
For those that oppose the bill, it's an issue of national security. Those that support it claim it's a matter of human rights and equality. But in the end, it'll be up to Taiwan's fractured legislature to decide how long Chinese spouses need to wait to become Taiwanese. Alex Chen and Reese Ayers for TaiwanPlus.
In Japan, people have been calling it the TSMC shock. The global chip-making giant's newly opened fab in farm-town Kikuyo has sent ripple effects across Kumamoto Prefecture. Our reporter Joyce Tsang was on the ground to speak to those at the epicenter of this historic investment.
In this Japanese farm town, a powerful new neighbor, global semiconductor giant TSMC. The company's multi-billion-dollar fab under local subsidiary JASM has become Japan's most advanced chip-making facility. It's a huge economic and technological boost for the 41,000 people here in Kikuyo and the entire Kumamoto prefecture, home to 1.7 million people. But the mega investment has made some people nervous, like Maeda Kayoko. She runs the largest pig farm in Kumamoto, just minutes away from the TSMC site, and worries newcomers might not fit into the area.
家畜の鳴き声とか匂いとかですね、スメルね、新しく近隣にですね、引っ越してきた人がどう思うかは私たちは分からない。
Speaking exclusively to TaiwanPlus, Town Mayor Yoshimoto Takatoshi says setting common ground between farmers and chip makers is a priority. The town of Kikuyo is no stranger to semiconductors, already home to local tech giants Sony and Tokyo Electron. But TSMC's impact is a new level. Latest stats show Kumamoto's economic value is just over $40 billion. TSMC's JASM alone has added half that amount, and that includes its plan for a second fab. Mayor Yoshimoto says it's an unprecedented opportunity for his town, but one that comes with risks.
やはり半導体というとものすごくやはり水を使うので、地下水を保全するっていうのは非常に大事だと思います。そのためにやはりしっかりと農地を確保して、JASM の皆さん方が安心して、地下水が供給できるような体制を取るためにはやはり農業というのは守らなければいけないと思いますし。
And water isn't the only concern. There's also the issue of land. Real estate firm Meiwa has been racing to find plots to build more housing.
ただやっぱりジャスムさんの要望の物件を探そうとするとどうしてもやっぱ新しく作るしか方法がないということで。
JASM wants employees to have new apartments made of concrete, not wood, like traditional Japanese homes, and have surveillance cameras for safety. Some units are being snatched up as they're built.
There's 40 units in this building, and this one-bedroom apartment is the only one left. Now, the real estate manager told me that Japanese apartments on average are not this big. They're usually only 33 to 34 square meters, but this one is 40, and that's at the request of Taiwanese families wanting a bigger space, and so they've been building to suit these needs.
But with more people moving in, traffic has only gotten worse. Local resident Keishi Hisatomi's 15-minute commute to his supermarket job can now take over an hour. But stocking new Taiwanese goods on his shelves, he says the trade-off is worth it.
うちとしてはその通勤の渋滞というよりも、お客様が増えたので、うちは喜ばしいことかなと思ってます。
The town is transforming, and residents are finding ways to adapt. Some hadn't even heard of TSMC before, but seeing its influence, they're excited to promote their area, with the hope that Kikuyo's farm town charm won't be lost. Joseph Wu and Joyce Sun in Kumamoto, Japan, for TaiwanPlus.
Taiwan's economy started the year off strong, with export orders growing in January. The Economics Ministry says export value climbed by 1.9% compared to the year before to hit $48 billion. Increased demand for AI and high-performance computing products is behind the growth. Orders put in ahead of the Lunar New Year holiday in February also helped. A research plane flown by NASA returned to Taiwan on Wednesday as part of an ongoing study on local air quality. The flight was part of a NASA program that collaborates with several Asian countries on air quality research. The goal is to understand the causes of pollution in Taiwan's south. The flight was NASA's second over the country this month. Thank you for watching. Here's what happened. Before we go, check out these costumes from period films and TV shows up for auction in the UK. I'm Philip Brossard. Take care and see you next time.